Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
Get ready to dive into the comic book realm where heroes rise and villains take the helm. We're here to dissect the stories and the art. On source material, we tear the panels apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Source Material Comics Podcast. We are here to celebrate Father's Day by taking a book focused on one of the most villainous fathers out there.
Some would say one of the best fathers.
Yeah, some would say. When it came down to it, he did finally make the right decision. These books that we're about to talk, no good decisions in here, I don't think. As far as, well, when I say good, I mean morally right. We'll just put it that way.
He throws a woman who betrayed him out an airlock. So far, so good.
Yes. You probably would be okay with that. Yeah, man, we're talking Darth Vader. And you were like, okay, I want to do volumes 1 through 4.
Right.
I was like, okay, all right, I can do that. And I also want to do Vader Down. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. And we also got to do the annual, which apparently the annual's in this too. I assume it's in the trade.
Yes, it's
omnibus.
The first issue of trade paperback number 3, The Short Tune-In War.
Yes. So we are going to be talking a total of 25 issues in the main series, 1 annual, and probably 3 other issues that crossed over with Star Wars and Vader Down. That's probably 4.
The Vader Down single issue. Then there was like 2 issues of the Darth Vader proper comic that we're reviewing. And then there was like 2 issues of the Star Wars comic. So I think it was 5 total.
So that's very close to 30 issues.
Yeah.
And yeah, I told you, this is record-breaking. Record-breaking for myself. I've never done 30 issues in one sitting as far as talking about them, which we'll be doing, but of course, splitting them up among 3 episodes.
I thought Spider-Man going down his pants was...
Yeah, that was it. 50
was
issues of Spider-Man going down his own pants. Go down swinging, probably, but the thing is that I don't think it was anywhere near that many... It could have been Spider-Verse too. Spider-Verse was another one that we did. I don't think it was that many. I think it might have been 12, maybe 14, but I've never...
What's funny is this doesn't feel like a lot to me.
Okay.
One, these are breezy reads. Like, this was a child's read. There was nothing to this. And that's not to say that I like reading it. I did. After the last couple of things that we've done, I was like, thank God this is not that difficult to get through. But also, I think in terms of trades, and this is 5 trades. So in that sense, yes, this is the most trades we've covered in a single show.
You mentioned how breezy of a read it is. That is one of the best things this series has going for it. It will allow the art to talk instead of the dialogue itself.
Yeah, this is not a wordy tome.
Right, that's great.
I think I read 2 or 3 books Saturday night. I definitely read 2. I don't remember if I read Vader Down sometime in the evening. I might have, because I think I told Erica, go ahead and watch The Office, leave me alone. I would like to finish reading Vader Down.
Yeah.
And then I woke up this morning. I slept like 7.5 hours. And then I was like, all right, I'm done sleeping now because I'm not a woman. And so I can't sleep forever. I'm in one of those moods. Hi, Jesse. Are you so happy to record with me tonight?
That's perfectly fine.
So I slept 7.5 hours like a normal working human. And I was like, all right, I got to get up now. I'm done sleeping. I think I read 3 and 4 this morning, which you're always asking, why are we doing what we're doing?
Right.
These have been on my shelf for years.
Really?
I want to say I got these for Christmas from Melissa one year, like when she was buying me comics for Christmas presents. It was like comics and t-shirts every year. I think when that started, she actually got me volume 1 for. I don't own a copy of Vader Down. I've read volume 1 like 5 times because I started. Then there's a long break, and I don't remember where in the series I am, so I had to go back and reread it again.
Over.
Yeah. I think I had gotten as far as the second volume before there was a little long pause again, and then we decided to do this. And I was like, so really, Source Material Live has become, because you don't get any other guests typically. It's just me and you. This is like our monthly or semi-monthly recording session where we just hang out and talk comics. You know what this has become? Jesse reads Mark's shelf.
I'm all for helping you get through, read some of your backlog. I'm all for that.
So this has been on my backlog for years now, and I'm like, it's time. That's why we're doing it. I think I got these, and it had to have been like they were on my wish list. After Disney bought Marvel, and then subsequently bought Lucasfilm, they had the intellectual property rights to publish Star Wars comics. And as you know, everything prior to the Lucasfilm by Disney purchase was designated legend. So the novels, the Dark Horse comics, the original Marvel comics from back in the 80s, that's all legends. And when everyone got done setting their rooms on fire because of this decision, Marvel said, or Lucasfilm, Marvel, Disney all said, anything published now is canon. Mm-hmm. This is part of that run. And I actually had Fancy list all of the trade paperbacks published since the Lucasfilm purchase. This is one of the early ones. The Star Wars proper series and Darth Vader were the first. Yeah. We've done a few of these. We've done Princess Leia. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? You know what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan! And then we did Lando. Remember that?
Yes.
We've done Shattered Empire. This was... I like the Darth Vader character. I believe I was on the Everyone Loves a Bad Guy episode where we talked Darth Vader before Kathleen Kennedy and her band of... wicked lesbians ruined Star Wars for everyone with a penis over the age of 11.
Yeah,
I used to be a fan of this product, and I was a big fan of Darth Vader. When I saw he had his own solo comic that takes place after the Battle of Yavin, where they blow up the Death Star in the first movie, I was like, oh, this seems like a really cool read. The 12 times I read the first 2 volumes, I continued to come to that conclusion. This is a pretty cool read, so I'm glad to finally get all the way through it, read Vader down, share it with you, and make more passive-aggressive cracks about women.
So this series comes out in 2015. We are, this is 1 year after the film, right? The newest film, which would have been episode 7.
What is it? Star Wars, My Secret Diary. What is
Force Awakens.
That's the one. The Force Awakens is 2015.
2015, so it's the same year. Okay, all right.
Hang on. Disney purchase Lucasfilm took place in 2012.
Okay, so we're getting a story that focuses on Darth Vader. We have no idea what we're going to be getting other than a big focus on the bad, the bad guy from Empire, the bad guy from A New Hope. This is the guy. This is one of the top villains in movie history.
The last time we see Darth Vader at the end of episode 4, A New Hope, is he's spinning wildly out of frame.
Yep.
He's got Luke in his sights. They're doing the trench run, and the trench is small. It's only a size for maybe 2.5, 3 fighters. There's nowhere for Luke to go. He only can go straight forward. And Darth Vader's like, I have you now. And it's like, this one's strung with the Force. This may or may not be my kid. I can't tell right now. This one feels familiar. And Luke he's in the trench, and he turned his targeting computer off, and they were like, "Hey, jackass, what
are you doing?
Put your pants and your computer back on. What are you doing?" And it just looks like, "Yo, I got this. I got it, homie.
I got it, bro."
And he locks in on the exhaust port, and Darth Vader locks in on Luke, and he's got his proton torpedoes ready to blow Luke out of the trench. And he sees from behind him a TIE fighter that was accompanying him get blown up, and Darth Vader, in the funniest line delivery of the entire movie, "What?" Like he's an old Jewish guy. "What?" Somehow James Earl Jones turned into my grandpa Larry Pfeiffer. "What?" And then he shoots the other one, and he collides into Darth Vader, and Darth Vader goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa,"
spiraling,
spiraling out into the next movie. So
yes, indeed.
When we pick up the story, it's like a couple years later, and the rebels have been beaten all over the galaxy, and they've landed on Hoth, but the Empire doesn't know that. But Darth Vader's like, I want this kid. This kid is familiar to me, not to mention the fact he blew up our giant space station. So I am spending a lot of money, time, and resources in my single-minded pursuit of this boy who blew up the Death Star, who I think might be my kid. And that's where Empire picks up. What we're reading about is everything from the to the beginning of Empire Strikes Back.
Right. Real quick before I get into the synopsis here, this hits at a nice time in my life where me and the kids are going through all the Star Wars films. We had Star Wars Sunday back during the pandemic, but it was just me and Kira. None of the boys, Colton wasn't old enough to appreciate it, and Caleb was not interested, and the wife just took naps. So that was her nap time.
Women need a lot of sleep, Jessica, if you know that.
It's called beauty sleep, Mark.
Yeah, like bears.
And then recently, Caleb started watching the prequels, and I just go in there. I'm like, oh wow, you're getting into part 2 now, huh? So I sat down and watched the end of that with him, and I want to watch episode 3 with you. From there on out, we've all watched every Star Wars film. We have one left, and that's our final one. And boy, oh boy, I just can't wait to see what Caleb has to say about our last one.
It's really funny you mentioned that, because Jonas right now is actually going through all of them. He's watched the prequels. He actually asked me, he was like, what of the shows should I watch and what shouldn't I watch? Like, what relates directly to the movies? And I was like, just skip the Acolyte. You don't need to watch it. But watch episode 1, 2, and 3. Watch Solo. Watch Andor season 1 and 2. Watch Rogue One. Then 4, 5, and 6. And he was like, right. Okay. I'm like, he was like, should I watch the Clone Wars? I'm like, you can, but it's going to take you forever. Though the Clone Wars and Rebels are good watches. They just take forever to watch. I think he's skipping them for now. He's going to double back and watch them later, but he's in the middle of watching Andor right now.
Caleb was not having any of the series. As much as I thought, he came away with Rogue One as being his favorite film, like me. And I will tell you that I said, be ready, because we're about to, the last one we watched, which was The Last Jedi. I said, you're about to watch the most divisive Star Wars film. He loved it.
Yeah.
So he was a big Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi fan.
Let me tell you how, like, this interpretation of Darth Vader that we're going to talk about tonight in these books is the Darth Vader from the last scene of Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
All right, let's get into the synopsis here. So here we go. Bear with me, because what we're going to do here, our first episode, we're going to do books 1 and 2. Our first book is just called Darth Vader, I believe. Vader.
It's actually Vader.
Just Vader. And then book 2 is Shadows and Secrets. I'm going to do 2 synopses in a row. Sit back, grab yourself a little something to drink, because it's 12 issues I've got to cover here. And then we'll jump into our notes about what we thought of these issues and what happened in them. All right. So for our first book, Vader, in the wake of the Death Star's destruction, Darth Vader finds himself under the Emperor's critical eye, blamed for the failure and stripped of his former authority. Cast out of the Emperor's inner circle, Vader is sent to Tatooine under the guise of diplomacy, where he quickly asserts his dominance over Jabba the Hutt's criminal empire, not for the Empire's sake, but for his own purposes. This marks the beginning of Vader's secret quest to regain favor, but also to get some answers to a very important question. Vader sets out to find the mysterious rebel pilot who destroyed the Death Star, unaware at first of the boy's true identity. He enlists the aid of bounty hunters like Boba Fett and Black Chrysanthemum, even as Grand General Tag is elevated above him in the Imperial hierarchy.
Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
Grand General Tag assigns a snooping adjutant to monitor Vader, but the Sith Lord swiftly uncovers him as a spy and turns the tables. Through these early encounters, Vader proves he is not a tool to be cast aside, but a force still to be reckoned with, calculating, deadly, and relentless. To strengthen his hand, Vader recruits the brilliant and morally flexible archaeologist Dr. Aphra, who helps him reactivate deadly droids 000, a torture-loving protocol unit, and BT-1, a homicidal astromech. Together, they raid a hidden droid foundry on Geonosis, where Vader massacres a Geonosian queen and her biomechanical children to seize control of the facility. This act cements his possession of a secret droid army, his first step toward building a power base independent. Now, see, I don't know if he's working towards trying to do something to usurp the Emperor or just use this for his own devices.
I think because an element of what you need to be talking about in your plot synopsis is how the Emperor has already started selecting possible replacements for Darth Vader.
Next paragraph.
Okay, I will let you get to it then. But so Darth Vader feels his position slipping, and he needs to make himself more powerful within the Empire so that he's not so easily discarded, which is the signal he's getting from the Emperor. But the other side of that is Darth Vader realizes he needs more resources to get things done. So having a droid army at his disposal gives him that.
Yeah. Next move takes him to a strange biomechanical fortress created by the rogue cyberneticist Silo, who has engineered a cadre of cybernetically enhanced warriors to serve as Vader's potential replacements. Among them are twins Morit and Aolin, a cybernetic Trandoshan, and others, each designed to supplant the Sith Lord. Vader cuts through them with ruthless efficiency. He doesn't kill them all. I think he kills one, and that's the Trandoshan, maybe the lizard guy.
Yeah.
But the Emperor intervenes, revealing that he himself sanctioned Silo's program. This is not just a test of the replacements, it's a test of Vader himself, a challenge to prove he still deserves the title of Sith Apprentice. The final revelation rocks Vader to his core. He learns the name of the boy who destroyed the Death Star, Skywalker. The name ignites a flood of memories of Padme, of the unborn child he believed lost, and of the lies the Emperor told him. Now Vader knows the truth. His son lives. Fueled by a renewed sense of purpose and rage, Vader vows not only to find Luke, but to claim him. As he stares into the vastness of space, the former Anakin Skywalker sets his sights on a new future. Now, I will say, I can't remember if at the end of this book, he is absolutely certain that it's his son. Of course, you hear Skywalker. He is like, okay, something's up here.
How many Skywalkers do you think there are?
Right. So I'm sure he's putting one and one together.
The boy's name is Radulich. Well, I wonder if he's related to me.
Right. We have an arc that might happen in the next 6 issues where they interrogate a mortician in order to find out that she was, Padme was definitely pregnant. So I feel like it's a situation where he's putting the things together, but he's got to be absolutely certain. Next up, our summary for issues 7 through 12, book 2, Shadows and Secrets. As the story continues, Vader's secret mission to track down Luke Skywalker after learning his name from Boba Fett. It begins with Vader visiting the ruins of the Lars homestead on Tatooine, processing the haunting weight of his past. Dr. Aphra, ever curious and reckless, probes at Vader's motivations while they scour remnants of Luke's life. Vader confirms Luke is strong in the Force and begins maneuvering quietly outside the Empire's watchful eye, using Aphra as his agent to uncover more about the mysterious boy. Vader wages a brutal campaign against the Santul Pride, a criminal syndicate claiming their riches for the Empire while forming an uneasy alliance with Jabba the Hutt. Aphra uses this chaos as cover to orchestrate a daring heist with a team of bounty hunters, including Bosk, Black Chrysanthemum, and IG-90, stealing Imperial credits from a convoy. Their success is nearly unraveled by tensions among the crew, but Aphra keeps them in line. The loot is stashed on Anthon 13, where Vader arrives, issuing her a new task: find the truth about the boy who destroyed the Death Star. Through a violent raid on Naboo, Aphra captures and interrogates Comodex Han, the mortician who prepared Padme Amidala's body, confirming she gave birth before death. Okay, Vader gets this news, but now he's also saddled with a new Imperial inspector. This guy's named Inspector Thanos, a brilliant investigator sent by Tag to uncover the theft of the Santul credits. Thanos. Yeah, snap. Thanos.
Isn't it Thanos?
I'm sure it's Thanos. I'm probably making it. We'll go with Thanos because it definitely sounds like I just can't say Thanos. That's Thanos.
I've been drinking and eating peanut butter.
Thanos immediately suspects Vader's involvement, but plays a careful game as they close in on the underworld broker known as the Ante. Aphra narrowly escapes a trap Vader pretends not to see coming, which is not really a trap. It's more along the lines of like, oh, okay, it looks like she died. Or no, wait a second. He plays it off as a trap to Thanos, when in fact he was the one that caused it to happen for her to get away. Anyway, as Vader and Thanos oh, here we go. Press their advantage. They abandon the hunt for Aphra in favor of destroying the Plasma Devils, a dangerous rebel cell. Vader personally wipes out key members, allowing Thanos to believe it was all part of the plan. Meanwhile, Aphra reconnects with Vader, revealing Luke's last known location, Rogus Voss, and narrowly avoiding death. Someone else is watching. General Carbon, a cybernetic Mon Calamari officer with his own ambitions, also one of the ones that was working for Silo, is plotting a confrontation with Vader, Luke, and perhaps a reckoning of his own. By the end of issue 12, Vader's hunt has turned deeply personal. He now knows Padme bore a child, his child, and the pieces of Luke's past are beginning to align with his future. But with Tag, Carmen, and Thanos circling, Vader's secret may soon erupt into something far more dangerous. So there you go. That is a synopsis for all 12 issues of our first two books, Vader and Secrets and Shadows. I'll go ahead and start with my notes here. I put a bunch on here, but I'm not going to have to go through all of them. We get some great new characters here. We get Dr. Aphra.
What a cute tushy she has.
I mean, what do you think of Dr. Aphra?
I think Dr. Aphra is a fun character. Why they gave her her own book, I'll never know.
She ended up with her own book?
She's like 6 volumes worth of comics. So you figure...
Really?
Yeah, I hung on to this just in case I needed it for this conversation.
Yeah.
I had it go through and tell me all of the trades that came out. There are 13 trades for the Star Wars series 2015 through 2017. There's Darth Vader 2015 to 2017, which is what we're talking about tonight. That includes Vader. There are 2 volumes. Dr. Aphra, 6 volumes.
6 volumes.
Yeah. This has a sequel series. Star Wars Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith 2017 through 2018. That's 4 volumes. Then they did a Star Wars relaunch, and that's 20 to 2023, and that's 9 volumes. Then there's the Dark Lord of the Sith relaunch 2020 to 2023, and that's 7 volumes.
Jeez, Christ.
The Dark Lord of the High Republic, there are 3 volumes in Phase 1. Phase 2 is 2 volumes. Phase 3 is 2 volumes. Then there's a shitload of sequels, miniseries, and one-shots, some of which we've already done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, they must have really liked her. Yeah. I mean, I thought she was okay. I thought it was nice to have somebody who was running alongside Vader, and she kind of knew her place.
She plays off Vader well. She's kind of a funny, sexy version of Otis, from the Superman comics or the Superman movies, where he plays off a Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor has kind of his toady.
Yeah.
To go do his dirty work, but where like Otis is stupid and both kind of comic relief. Dr. Aphra is smart, capable, and sultry, but also kind of funny. Like they played Darth Vader up as, and it's such a weird thing, and I definitely needed to talk to you about this. They keep saying he's more machine now than he is man. The last time we see Hayden Christensen as this character, he's half burnt up.
Right.
On the shores of the lava at Mustafar. And when he was there, he was really like an emotional character. Like he just choked out Padme because he thought she was fucking Obi-Wan, right? Obi-Wan, after years of their friendship and partnership and mentorship, has like, you are trying to bang my wife, who I went to the dark side for. You are a terrible human being, an awful trainer and mentor, and everything about my life that's bad is your fault. That's his point of view. And that whole fight on Mustafar is basically like, if I kill you, my problems will instantly get better.
Yeah, like that'll solve everything.
Right. And Obi-Wan Kenobi is just like, I did none of those things. You're a psycho. Please come back from the brink of insanity. There's no possible way any of that's true. That's the whole subtext of their fight, which is not the Darth Vader you see in A New Hope. He's not emotional. He's ruthless. He has no respect for life. He gets into discussions with the other Moffs which goes something like, Lord Vader, we think you're kind of an idiot and your religion is stupid and ancient. And he's like, well, I hear what you're saying, but that's how he wins fights. It's like, I don't have a coherent argument to counter with, so I'll just joke a bit.
Yeah. Is this old, dusty religion too much for you? Okay, sorry, you're going to die now.
So, but again, the Anakin we see in Mustafar is not the Darth Vader that we see in the movies. And it's funny because I was reading this comic and they played Darth Vader like you see him in the movies. Cold, calculating, kind of robotic. You know, he's very concrete. And he has no patience. The one thing I do like about this character, which I think is kind of hilarious, he has no patience for anybody.
Yeah.
And he knows just how much of a badass he is. Like, he knows he can kill people with no thought at all. Just do it. And there's nobody that can stop him. He's just like, you're going to do what I say or I'll kill you. That's the way that, like, he's the best mafia boss ever. This is going to happen or you die. I have no conscience holding me back. My problem is I'm missing the pages in between. Because you can say, like, well, getting put in the armor did that to him. No, it didn't. What his first reaction when he's told Padme is dead, no, which is goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's goofy as fuck because it's James Earl Jones doing it. So he has to be like, no, Simba, no. You know, it's like that was a terrible idea. But he's still, but like, if it didn't, even if it didn't sound goofy as fuck, he's still like emotional. He's still like, oh my God, like I freaked out and did a domestic violence. I didn't mean to kill her. And the Emperor, knowing exactly how to push his buttons because Anakin's half a dope, is like,
yeah,
she's dead now. You killed her. Follow me to the dark side.
You know, come on over.
I guess there's nothing left for you except to do my bidding. So I just wish there had been more of the Anakin emotionality in Darth Vader and him learning, and you get to see him kind of kill that part of him as opposed to what we saw, which I don't think is bad. I just feel like there's a reel of footage missing. Yeah,
we get a glimpse into a little bit of that, like probably, I think it was the second to last issue, but there's none of that. The only real emotional thing you kind of see him,
the part that he kills the Anakin inside of him,
right,
so that he doesn't have this mental block anymore. But then there should have been more of his emotionality coming out and him going, if I kill that part of myself, the Anakin part of myself, and all that's left is the mechanical, cyborg, cold Darth Vader self, then I'll progress. I'll be good. I'll be my next best self.
Yeah.
That's what they're getting at, but there's not enough contrast in the character.
No, I get what you're saying. There could be something that fleshes that out. What this series and these first set of books are focusing on is he has this drive, as far as emotionality goes, driven to find out who this is. We find out in an empire that he's going to try and get him to join him, rule the galaxy together. But what we're getting here is just his one laser focused, I have to find this bit of, I don't know. It's not like he's sitting there thinking to himself. We don't get a lot of insight into what's going through his head. But as the reader, you're thinking, well, okay, maybe this is his last tie to his humanity. He realizes he has a son. Maybe he can accept this son, and finally, is there hope for Darth Vader here? Who knows?
I assume this is they wrote for the audience they thought they were getting. This
right.
is not really meant for old, deep thinkers. This is kind of a child's book. This is meant for my son's age, 10, 11, 12, 13. And they're not going to ask for that level of depth in the character.
Right. Well, I completely get what you're saying there. So Dr. Aphra,
which is who you asked me about. The point that I was trying to get at was, because Darth Vader's a walking piece of wood, you have to have her there, like, dancing around him and being silly, funny, and comical to lighten the book up a bit, and also provide the contrast to Darth Vader that you wouldn't get.
Yeah.
She's the John Connor to his Terminator.
Mm-hmm. Well, the likability of Dr. Aphra is also kind of like hinted at the fact that it's kind of tragic that she's paired with Darth Vader in these early issues. I mean, she knows at some point she's going to die because Darth Vader is probably going to kill her. Now she's hoping that throughout this whole adventure that they get to do together, she might be able to sway him to not kill her.
She would have fit in Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
She's always thinking 2 and 3 steps ahead. And she honestly, Jack should have married her, not Tara, because she's always thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. She's always trying to plot on multiple levels. She's always trying to gain an advantage over Darth Vader or the Emperor or somebody else. She's always got a couple of irons in the fire going, and it's all survival based. I'm trying to stay alive in a world where I don't have a tremendous amount of power.
Right. And she knows, Vader his reputation is very well known throughout the galaxy.
Yeah, he's Chief Chokovich.
He is. 000 and BT1, man. Fun additions to this. Come on. I mean,
I would have preferred more Dr. Aphra than the
homicidal droids.
The emo dark side fucking evil twin version of C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh.
I swear to God that I felt like that was an editorial note. This book needs more comedy. The laziest thing to think of is like, what if C-3PO and R2-D2 with the same exact characters, but they're both homicidal? It was a joke that wore thin very quickly with me.
Oh no, I was having a blast. You
and I are not the same person.
Some of the stuff that happens in the later issues, it's good, especially when we get to Vader down. There's some good stuff in there. I thought it was okay. I do understand the criticism of like, okay, let's, we got to have C-3PO and R2-D2 here, but you can't have them be good guys.
So you've heard the whole thing with George Lucas where like the stars of Star Wars was in his mind because he's also a robot, was supposed to be C-3PO and R2-D2. Like Han, Luke, and Leia were not supposed to be in any. We're not supposed to be in the sequels. No, it was Anakin's the first chapter, Luke is the second chapter, and the third chapter is like Luke's kid or something like that. I think, but your POV characters for the whole 9 episodes were supposed to be C-3PO and R2-D2, as I recall. He was like George Lucas's conception of or perception of R2-D2 and C-3PO where like they were the most important characters in this whole story. And it's like they're not. But I think because of that, everyone's just trying to stay true to George Lucas's vision. It's like, well, if we're going to have these characters in the book, they have to be the focal point. They have to be big players in this. I'm like, you don't. Oh my God, these are the worst characters. Focus more on Dr. Aphra. Here's the thought. Focus more on Darth Vader.
They had I think they may have had a series. Did you read anything that said that they had a series? It might have been a one shot. Probably a one shot.
Here is the list of miniseries or one shot. Yvonne, Princess Leia, Lando, Shattered Empire, Han Solo and Chewbacca, volumes 1 and 2, Obi-Wan: A Jedi's Purpose, The Mandalorian, volumes 1 and 2, Hidden Empire, Yoda, The High Republic, The Blade, Santa, Staros, Family Matters, Return of the Jedi, 40th Anniversary, one-shots, Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, The Mandalorian, Season 2, Part 1 and 2, Dark Droids and D Squad. Maybe that's what you're thinking of?
Dark Droids and D Squad.
Yeah, that's the name of my porno.
The D Squad has arrived.
We are D Squad. Obi-Wan Kenobi, trade paperback, The High Republic, Shadows of Starlight, Thrawn, Alliances, Mace Windu, The Twilight Run, Jango Fett, Trail of Lost Hope, Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red, Inquisitors, and Ahsoka.
Okay. That might be that droid one you've listed there. I had a good time. I think they add a little bit here. So the second book, I think, has like a big... the thing I compared it to here was Ocean's 11, where Vader is trying to gather up money to pay bounty hunters. He takes money from the Fets. Or no, it wasn't the Fets. It was
he stole from the Empire. Money that was stolen from the Empire.
Right. Yeah, he then reclaims it and then sends out some guys as it's being taken back to the Empire. Aphra and her bounty hunters go in and steal those funds. Then they're going to use those funds to pay bounty hunters. Vader is obviously trying to get away with some stuff so he can fund his own vision here. Mm-hmm. But then we have Inspector...
Yes, he was trying to steal the guns the Irish had sold the bikers.
Yes. Sons of Vader.
That would have been an awesome comic. all guys riding around on like space motorcycles. Sons of Vader.
Oh, yes.
Fucking face there.
Oh, yes. Thanos, though, He's on to him. This is one thing that, as we get towards the end of these first 6 or 12 issues,
there are some lines that he gives where it's like, in another world, he just looked at Darth Vader and be like, "It's a good thing you're cute."
He knows every step that Darth Vader's taking, but he does not want to let Vader know right now. So instead, he's just like, "Oh, geez, why didn't I think of that?" It's Columbo or whatever. Why didn't I think of that? And then he knew that beforehand. I thought, okay, well, these two are going to have a reckoning at some point. They don't have it here, but it's going to happen sometime soon. I'm rooting for Aphra. I'm hoping Aphra makes it out alive in this pairing with Darth Vader at this point.
I think she's an essential part of the book.
I don't think I have much of anything else here. What did you have? Did you have on your plate that you wanted to? Anything else that you had?
I like that. I like the Emperor's attitude towards Vader is you bumbling moron. First of all, you come to me about saving your whore, and I tell you, well, if you just kill a bunch of babies, you'll learn how to save her life, and then you pick a fight with Obi-Wan and lose, and I gotta come save your ass. All right, you resounding disappointment. So, sounds like my dad talking to me. So I'm already like, I'm identifying with Darth Vader. Like,
goodness.
They know what it's like, Darth Vader, to constantly disappoint your father. And then it's like, all right, well, it's fine. You're Darth Vader now, and you have this mechanical suit, and we're going to get past all this. Weren't you in charge of this giant battle station that cost an enormous amount of time and money? This was our thing. It's hard to... Look, we got rid of the Senate. It's hard to hold everything together.
Yeah.
It's a big galaxy. I'm holding on by a thread here, and you let a bunch of terrorists, some farm boy, with his no computer on, no pants, he just blows the whole thing up. How could you let this happen? You have the entire weight of the military with you. You're a goddamn magic swordsman. There's literally no reason why you could let one single terrorist fly in and blow up my giant-ass battle station, the one thing I have to control the universe with. One. And he's like, maybe I put a little too much faith in you. And I'm just like, because much like Chris Rock once said, I just have such a need for things to make sense to me. And I could absolutely see someone reacting that way.
Oh, yeah.
Everything the Emperor said to me was like, yeah, that's
logical. Right.
That is exactly how he should be reacting. He's like, maybe I put too much faith in you. Maybe you're not what I think you are. Maybe let's get some other people in here and see if they can do a better job than you. And then there's Darth Vader going, I killed my wife. I lost my baby. I got beat in a fight by my best friend and turned into a cyborg monster. I killed a bunch of babies. It's my fault all the Jedi are gone. If I lose this gig, I'm not only the most reviled man in the galaxy, but I have no backup anymore. Darth Vader can hold his own, obviously. But think about that. What makes Darth Vader is he's kind of the sword of the Empire. If you take that away from him, now he's just a guy. There's plenty of Jedis on the run in this universe. If you read the legacy stuff, the legend stuff, like the novels, but even some of the other comics, they talk about how not just because you're a Jedi doesn't mean you're all powerful and can kick all kinds of ass all the time. Plenty of Jedis get dead. Yeah. Jedis have to go on. There's a reason why Yoda went into hiding. There's only so much the Force is going to help you. So you take the Empire away from Vader, and what's he got left? And he knows that. He's not stupid. Not as stupid as he's made out to be. So he's like, okay, I can see the ice beneath my feet starting to break. Let me throw what little weight I do have around and create a little safety net for myself, because I can already see the Emperor's like fucking up to here with me. That's all really good stuff. I think there's space for a better book here, but I don't know if there's an audience demanding a better book. So I think for what we got is actually pretty solid. Do you have any thoughts about our Silo and his cybernetic? I don't know if they're not Jedi. It's Bobby Heenan's Monster Factory. Right. The powers of pain. It's just people for Darth Vader to cut through, because he needs villains, bad guys to cut through. I mean, Silo, we learn later, and I don't know, maybe it happened, we find out in these issues, but he was the one that helped create the suit that Darth Vader is using. Now that's going to come into play. And the Emperor doesn't let any moment to fucking throw that in Darth Vader's Nope. No way. Okay. All right. Well,
That's all I have. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say before we go to the next one?
It's literally been an hour. It's been 30 minutes since we started talking just about the book. I'm going to let you move on.
Thanks for joining us. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.